Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Happy beginning of the week. This is a beautiful Tuesday evening, but depending on where you're tuning from, I would say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. But on my end here in the beautiful DMV area, it is evening time. So welcome, and for those who are going to catch this replay, you're welcome also. My name is Crystal. I am a mom of four amazing, fantastic, chaotic children. Well, let me say three young ones and one adult who is 26 years old. It's a blessing to be their mother. I am a wife, a daughter, a sister, and I have been in the medical field, let me say healthcare profession for over two decades plus as a registered nurse and serving my community. Helping people, solve problem solving, right? And I am now a very, very proud online business owner and a coach in our global business community. Okay. So my platform is pretty much helping to inspire, empower, and encourage people to know that they do have options. You don't need to stay stuck where you are in 2026. This platform is all about giving value and leading with impact. Okay. And it's not for everybody, this page, but it's for the ones who know that. When I say the ones, meaning the individuals, especially parents, busy parents, hardworking parents who know that they want a change in their life, but they're not really clear on where to start, what to do, but they are very aware and cognizant that what they are doing is not giving them the results that they truly desire. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk a little bit about fear. Okay. Fear. And I'm going to also include my co host. I think she's here. Okay. Technology, guys, is part of everything. Technology is part of, what we deal with. Welcome, Josepha. Welcome, my dear. Happy Tuesday. And kindly
Happy
introduce yourself.
Tuesday.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you, my love. And you know what? You want to introduce yourself before I get into this? Our topic about fear doesn't have to write your future. Instead, faith, action, and consistency can.
Mhm. Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Josefa, a mom of three amazing kids, a stay-home mom, and a proud digital business owner living here in Iowa, USA.
Amazing. As you can see, we're both moms, right? We're both immigrants. We're here in the diaspora, and definitely the only difference with Josefa, myself, and you all is that we decided to not live paycheck to paycheck. We decided that we're going to make a decision, just that one decision to change the trajectory in our lives that we can pretty much help us be able to build our future, right? And create the desired outcome that we want out of our life and in our future. We understood early, well, let me not say early, but we understood before retirement age that we knew what we were doing, excuse me, would not give us what we wanted in life, right? So this is why this topic, fear doesn't have to write your future, but faith, action, and consistency can, is such a dear topic to me because I know that so many people want a change, right? I know many people might be on social media showing that life is good. They're going on trips, but they're heavily in debt, living off of credit cards. They live in paycheck to paycheck. They might show that things are really, really peaches and rosy, but the reality is that they're just living paycheck to paycheck. They want more, definitely, right? They're looking maybe for something, but they don't know maybe what to do, how to go about it, or maybe just fear of the unknown, right? You're scared of maybe failing, you're scared of taking risks. And so we want to tell you all today that fear is a very, very normal phenomenon. It's a feeling that everybody gets when they want to venture into something new, or let me say doing something that is new and is foreign, right? And it takes them out their comfort zone, you understand? And so when you make a decision, guys, when you make a decision that you are clear that this is the path I want to go, I might not have all the answers, I don't have everything, is not clear about how the journey has to look like, but I'm willing to go on that journey in seek of creating those greener pastures, meaning you want something that would change your future so that you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, so that you don't have to work until retirement. These are the people that we're talking to today. So we're going to give some discussion points about fear. Okay, it doesn't have to determine where you're going. Fear, my brothers and sisters, have kept so many people in a vicious cycle. Very, very, very vicious cycle where they're working from December to November. They're repeating a vicious pattern where all they do is maybe hop between one or two jobs that they're alternating every day. They lack sleep. They don't even sleep in their house half the time. They're not able to be, there with their family, raise their children, nurture their children, because they want to provide. And the providing requires their physical presence in order to get a paycheck. Many people don't know what it is to spend Christmas holiday or any American holiday in this diaspora, or let me say North America. They don't know what it feels like because they're busy trying to provide, thinking that it will give them a different outcome. But I need you all to understand that that fear that is keeping you doing the same thing from December to November, there is a way that you can definitely disrupt that pattern. You understand? You all need to also get clarity that no job, no career is definitely going to prepare you for your future. Instead, on the contrary, your jobs and career are just meant to pay your bills, right? And keep you working until retirement, okay? And it's up to you now to be intentional by making that decision and being clear that, you know what, I want a different path and I'm ready to take that journey and embark on that journey to create a different path for myself. You understand? But that inner voice is normal. It would tell you, because it's speaking out of fear, it would tell you, what if I fail? Right? What if I don't succeed? What if I lose money? What will people say? Right? What if I'm not good enough? I'm not smart enough. I don't have the experience. I don't know. Fear will never tell you that. What if things actually go right if I decide to embark on this journey and do something different? Fear will never tell you that. It will constantly instead keeping you thinking negative things. And as a result, you will constantly repeat that vicious cycle that I talked about earlier. You will constantly stay in one position doing the same thing, which will just only get you a paycheck to just pay bills, live day to day, right? Just to survive. And I know so many people are just surviving. They're not thriving. They're not living the life that they truly desired or envisioned for themselves when they left their country, crossed thousands of miles away, oceans and seas to come to this diaspora. They're not living it. Okay. So we're here to tell you that we acknowledge that you have, fear or skepticism. We acknowledge whatever negative thoughts you have in your mind, but do not let that be a barrier for you deciding how you can change your narrative, how you can make your future great. You see, Josepha and I are here. We are testimony that we were bold and audacious to take that decision, even with whatever apprehension, skepticism, or fear that we had. We were bold enough to say, it doesn't matter. I'm starting an online business. And that is why we're here today, to address those concerns of fear and how we can help you change your narrative. So, Josepha, give our viewers who are watching or who will catch this replay, what is your own outlook or perspective about this topic that centers around fear doesn't have to write your future, but faith, action, and consistency can, which is what we did and what we're doing now by running our business.
Thank you so much for the opportunity again. You have said a lot. Fear, if you have to think about fear, there is so many things that you just have to put aside for yourself or whatever you have to do. But, if you been consistent, consistent beats so many time that profession that you are looking for. you know as we always say, there is no perfect time to start something new, or there is no perfect time to tackle a new opportunity. If you have been waiting for the perfect time, you will never get it. That means what? You are still in your fear era. You are still thinking about what people will say, just like you said earlier. If you have to be in that manner, if you have to be in that mindset, I don't think the American dream that we come here for, we will ever achieve it. That's why we let the fear aside. Just like you and I, we let that fear aside. We like, no, we have to get out of our comfort zone. Growth usually happen outside your comfort zone. Even new skill, you feel uncomfortable at first, but when you start it, you feel like, no, I can do this. Let me just give you the example of this business. Before I get started, when I saw the ad, when I watched that webinar, I was like, I am not a social media person. I don't even know how to come in front of a camera and talk. I don't even know how to approach people and tell them about this exciting business. But hey, that was fear that was talking to me. But when I decided to get out of my comfort zone, voila, look at me. I am a pro in talking in front of camera now. I have become a pro in so many aspects in my life, that if I have to let that fear, be the leader, is not going to happen. And most of the time we usually have to focus on what we can control, instead of worrying about it. What people might think. You say something about it already. What people might think. Are they paying your bills? Are they in you? Do they want that vacation that you want? Do they want that festive vacation that you have been dreaming for? No, they are not in your shoes. You know what you are looking for. You know what is best for you. So, my brother, my sister, my auntie, my uncle, whoever is watching me right now, or you are catching the replay, let's do the right thing. I get it. You might be skeptical. The fear is there, but hey, you have to outcome that. You have to get rid of that fear and take your courage with your two hands. Get started with something, even if you are scared. Just I'm just encouraging you right now to go ahead and get started. You will be happy you started it. You will be happy at the end of the day. You'll be like, oh, I thought this, I could not do it. Do we have two heads? We do not have two heads at all. I don't have two head. Coach Crystal does not have two head. That means what? You too, you can get started with this business. It's just matter of time. Some people can get it today, some people can get it tomorrow, some people can take a long time to get whatever they want to be. But hey, that fear, you have to put it aside and get started for you to see what is ahead of you. Okay, do not be thinking about it too much. Just go ahead and send that uh, name and email address, and then you will see what is the next step for you to get started.
Amazing, Josepha. I love, love, love how you talked about how people are scared, they're skeptical. Don't worry about what people are thinking or saying because they don't pay your bills, right? I love how you talked about this online business, this amazing opportunity that is definitely not only impacting Josepha and my own life, but so many other people, so many other immigrants, guys, my brothers, my sisters. I like how you said, Josepha, aunties, uncles, daddies, mommies, right? When you left your country, like I've said earlier, you crossed thousands of miles of oceans, lakes, seas. You left your family, you left your comfort zone, you left all what you knew behind to come to a very foreign atmosphere, different culture, different perspective, different outlook, different language. Everything was so different. That was you leading with faith. That's a very prime example. You led with faith, even when you cannot see the full picture in front of you. You led with faith to leave your country to come to this diaspora for greener pastures. You understand? That was faith working with you because you figured that this would be your opportunity. This is your playground where you'll be able to get the outcome that you're looking for. You understand? And this is why we're talking about this online business, because this online business, you have been seeing it for years. I know you have. And if you have, this is your first time hearing about this online business. This is an opportunity that we will call a gift. Me, myself, I will call it a gift because not only is it impacting so many people, it's changing lives. It's bigger than just making multiple streams of income, way bigger than that, which the income part is a plus. The fact that you are able to impact other people to have a transformation in their life, my brothers and sisters, that is such an amazing experience. You understand? You are impacting people and you're taking them from darkness to lightness, right? You're taking them from the hole and you're bringing them out into sunlight to see a different life that they've never seen before, but they only saw it on the movies or they only envisioned it. You understand? People are becoming 6, 7, 8 figures, millionaires because of this online business. And it wasn't an overnight thing, but it took them, whether it took 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, it's better than you staying at that job for the next 7 or 10 or 15 years, just waiting for a 25 cent or $1 raise that taxes will take all the money. You understand? No career, no job will pay you 8 or 7 figures or turn you into a millionaire. That's a fact in this diaspora. You understand? No job will be able to pay you what you can give yourself. And in this business, not only are you making the multiple streams of income, there's no cap to what you can make. You determine after you've sacrificed and built your business, you have the capacity to have those slow mornings, meaning you don't wake up to alarm clocks unless you're getting your kids ready for school, meaning you determine how your day is spent, how your time is spent. You design your day and your time. My brothers and my sisters, if you continue to lead with that fear and worrying about things that have nothing to do with your real reality, right? Meaning, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't have the money? What if I don't have the experience? What will people say? That will keep you doing the same thing over and over again. You understand? So this business is flexible. It's for working parents or individuals where you can plug into your business and run it flexibly while you go to work, because the business has a system that enables your business to run 24 hours in a day. So for those of you who are working those 16-hour shifts in 24 hours, how many hours can you work? Let's be real, especially my healthcare providers. How many hours in a day can you work? And the reality is that social media and technology has advanced and made things so simplified to the point that what you're looking for in your paycheck, the online space will give it to you multiple times. You understand? When I said that this business can give you peace, peace is priceless. But when you're financially stressed, you're always worried about paying bills, catching up with your bills, you're lingering in debt, right? The bills will never stop coming, but you do not have to only clock in and clock out to determine how much you can make anymore. That's why there's an online business. Did I even mention a community? The community is global, where you connect with people who are where you want to be. You connect with like-minded people that will challenge your thinking, right? That will empower you to grow. They always say, rich people always say, if you hang around 3 millionaires or 3 billionaires, you'll be able to identify their strategies, their techniques, and their habits. And if you implement them, which definitely you will, because you're seeing the outcome that is given to them, you yourself will become a millionaire. And that is what our community does for people. So lead with that faith that took you out your comfort zone, that you crossed thousands of oceans, miles, and seas. All right? Lead with that. And you guys should take action. You don't have to no longer sit on the fence and watch other people's success stories. You don't have to no longer see people going on vacation in and out of the country every month or every other day, because that can also be you. You don't have to no longer watch people on the sideline, just be watching people maybe buy 3 or 4 houses in a year while you're there living paycheck to paycheck, building someone else's empire. You understand? You have options. And we're here definitely to help you and guide you through that process. Now, Josepha, before we end this live, tell them what steps that they can take if they want to learn more about this business. What does the steps look like?
Oh boy, it is so easy. It is the perfect step for you to get started. Right now, today is Tuesday. Okay, the webinar is already done. But guys, we all go live every Tuesday and Thursday for the live webinar, especially if you are that skeptical person just like me. Let me tell you, before I start this business, although I missed the live webinar that day when I get connected to the lady, but after watching that replay, I'm like, no. If you are somebody, I would say I'm skeptical and curious at the same time. I'm like, no, because she told me that they have a live session and the replay on the website. I'm like, no, I have to go for the live session and the experience. You see people live. That means age for you to just go and watch. You see people telling you their real story, how the business has changed them. So if you are curious about starting this amazing business, you what you're gonna do, you where you are watching the live session right now, you connect with that person, the person that resonates with you. You connect with that person. You will do one thing for me, because most of the time when I ask people, I just need your name and email. That is where you have to start, because that's where I started. So that's how you do it. You send your name and email to the person that you want to connect with. So when you send that name and email, what is next? We're going to send you a 90 minutes webinar that you're going to be watching. That's why I say, if it was that we start the live earlier, you watch that live session. But hey, you are not late. It's not too late for you. You can watch the replay. If you watch it, you are not satisfied, you can watch the live one on Thursday. Easy peasy. Okay, so you're gonna be watching that 90 minutes live session. When you're done watching it, then we take you from there. We teach you how, what is the next step for you to take, how the business is. And most of the time, people, even though in the 90 minutes webinar, they mention in that there is a refundable 149 fee that you have to pay. What is that 149 is doing? Is giving you access to the community, is showing us that you are serious on starting your business. We cannot show you everything for free. Hey, you have to pay your commitment fee. That's what I call it most of the time. That is showing that you are loyal, you are ready to start something. It is a business. You have to treat it as a business. We are not joking here. We get real compensation plan. We pay our taxes at the end of the year. So if you are still thinking, if you are doubting, we talk about fear today. Don't let that fear take over your mind. Let it go. Just send that name and email address. Me, most of the time, I send my website on the post. If you see that website there, just go ahead and put your name and email. You will receive that 90 minutes webinar. That's where you're gonna start. So don't let that fear be ahead of you. You can do better than that. Okay, get connected with us, and then we will show you how you can get started with the business. So thank you so much, Carissa. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Josepha, you are amazing as well. I am very grateful. Matter of fact, beyond grateful that you take your time this evening away from your family to not only just run your business, but to impact and give value to our brothers and sisters to learn more about this opportunity. Thank you so much, my dear. And it's always a pleasure and a delight. And also to the viewers who will catch this replay, reach out to any of us. Josepha has given you step by step what to do next. Reach out to any of us and you take action. And until then, you all have an amazing evening. Thank you. Good night.